1999. Oh, he says the great Robert Fox, if you don't mind. Of course. Who else would he be? I'm playing Sabjiwala, 1485. That means that the guy's accomplished, right? So once you're around about 1485, 1500, then you should really know a little bit about chess. Now this is interesting. He's playing his h3 move. It's not a bad move. It might be considered, right? But he wants to come down the wing there and everything. So really, I've got to try to do something else. I'm just going to go straight in the centre. My instincts tell me to do that, but I like c5. He just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pawns on white squares, so I'm going to attack on the black squares. Right? And straight away, I'm doing well because now I've got a pawn in the centre, and I'm threatening e5, and that gives me an advantage. So black's doing better, right? Black's got an advantage now. I'm just playing knight here. Now this is where you have to be careful, lose your advantage. Why not just develop? Passive move, but still, yeah. I can slip my bishop back here. And what I'm looking at is checkmate down here. I want to checkmate him on that square. You ready? How fast can we do it? Okay, 1. 2, 3, 4. You blocked me. 5. Oh, that was a mouse slip. Don't forget to squeeze your balls. I did a mouse slip, ladies and gentlemen. I did a mouse slip. I want to play g5. As weak as it is, that's what I want to do. Here I come. Charge! See, I've got the centre, I've got all those white squares and everything covered. So I just want to mate him now. Maybe I can just throw the knight in and get a check or something. Oh, well, I can redirect my bishop. That would be nasty, wouldn't it? But I won't. I'll just play king here. I'm going to triple up. I want the other rook to come into the game as well. So we want to triple up. So basically, we're going to have all this power running down here. Do you feel the power? Do you feel the power? The power of hoodoo. Hoodoo? You do. Do what? Feel the power. Here it comes. Boom. Well, that threatens queen takes pawn check. Then we're going to double threat. Queen here, threatening the rook, and pawn to f5. So the bishop and the queen attack that pawn. Can you see that one? Mohamed 1999 wants to know his real rank. G'day Big D Games 1983. Yes, you're in the hands of the world's greatest chess streamer. Yeah, the streamer. My wife says screamer more than streamer. It's in a position like this, but there should be a brilliancy. Where's my brilliancy? That's what I want to know. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to bring some extra pieces in. We're going to bring some extra pieces into the attack. So we're looking at moves like bishop here. That's a sneaky. That's a sneaky. Here's another sneaky. Boom! Look at that. Queen, the bishop. What about his bishop? He doesn't need his bishop. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Save your bishop. Save your bishop. Quick! Save the bishop. I'll give him a chance to save his bishop. I'm on his rook. Oh no, I'm hitting his rook and his bishop. So he can play rook here, but that would be a sneaky move. Oh, he's going there. I can take his bishop. But do we take the bishop? No, we can give him a check. We can give him a check. That's always fun. Always fun to give him a check. And there's another check. Oh no, my queen! Oh, look at that. Should I take with the queen or take with the rook? He's on my thing. Well, I'll take it off. He resigned. I didn't know what to do. I had so many good moves. I'll tell you what I was looking at. I'll show you. Queen to h2, check, right. Now, I was looking at this move. Bishop takes queen. Now, if he takes back, then I could move my bishop here. And I'm threatening rook check. Right? And that's checkmate. And I'm threatening knight takes bishop. I don't know how he saves it. I can't see a defence. Can you see a defence? I can't see a defence. If you can see a defence to that move, well then you're pretty good. You'd be as good as Sky the Mage or Epleb even. You'd be as good as Epleb. G'day, Epleb. Okay, well that was a good game. He was only 1485, God bless his soul. Anyway, mohamadqadomi has challenged me. Now, we all know mohamadqadomi is one of the most powerful chess players in Jordan. Yes, from Jordan, from the Middle East. mohamadqadomi, he is deadly, right? He's 999 rating, which is 666 upside down. Yeah, so not that I'm into that sort of nonsense, but anyway, we played bishop b5. This is the Ryan Lopez opening, and he seems to know what he's doing. He's playing bishop d6, so it's almost like it's a bot, a chess bot type program. It's such a bad move. It's like a chess bot. Might just protect the pawn. Because long term, his bishop is shite. What is it? It's crap, Johnny, it's crap. Okay, who needs theory? Well, it's not so much theory, it's a matter of positional understanding, my dear friend Big D Games. Now, Big D Games, 1983 is from Scotland. And we've already played the bagpipes, Big D. I know you came in to listen to the bagpipes, but no, we've already played the bagpipes, brother. What can we do here? Now, we just play rook e1. Or should we be more adventurous? We know he's going to kick the bishop. So why not move the bishop before he kicks it? That's interesting. Now, knight to d2 is a good move. It develops a piece. I really like my knights on c3 and f3, like you're supposed to. But that's okay. I'm fundamentally playing against, boom, his weak e-pawn. That's right, folks. I'm playing against his weak e-pawn. But this is a trap. He set a trap for me. If I play knight takes pawn, he can win a piece. So this is a trap. I nearly fell for the trap. The mohamadqadomi trap. Well, I don't want to fall for mohamadqadomi trap, so I'm going to move my bishop away. I saw the threat, you see. So you couldn't take this pawn because it was what you call a poisoned pawn. You might remember the story of, I'm very good at telling stories. You might remember the story of Snow White and the red apple. You know, like little Snow White, she wasn't supposed to eat that little apple. Anyway, I'm going to pin the knight, and I'm playing just positionally. Okay. I'm playing for these weak squares. Which weak squares? There's one weak square on the board. That one. That's the one that I want. So I'm just going to reconfigure my knight over here. Right. And where's my knight going, folks? Where's my knight going? Do you have a plan, Johnny? They're saying, they're screaming out. Johnny, 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 do you have a plan? Well, yes. My plan is to eliminate that bishop at the right time. At the right time. We want white square control. So we're actually putting pressure on the white square down there. That would be juicy, wouldn't it? And now we can finally put our knight in here, our all-powerful knight, and squeeze him to death. We're going to choke him to death. But it's got to be done right. It's got to be done right. It's like white lady funerals. In Australia, in New South Wales, in my state, we've got a funeral company. It's called White Lady Funerals. And she says in her, what's he doing? He's attacking. Well, we can take his knight off. Which knight? But we don't want to take that one. Don't want to take any of those knights. We'll take that knight first. That puts a pawn on a black square near the king, right? So now we see that the great mohamadqadomi has got a bad... Oh, look at this. He's giving up the queen, sacrificing his queen. Good idea, buddy. Great idea. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take his queen. So he's dropped his queen. And now he's going to lose another piece. So what has he got for his queen? Well, he's got bugger all, hasn't he? He had nothing for his queen. And that's how you destroy mohamadqadomi. Okay, so playing e5. But he played good chess. He played good chess. Okay, so we're going to give him the old cha-cha-cha. I shouldn't do this. But we'll try to get away with it. Yeah, you get away with blue murder once or twice in your life, don't you? I can take that pawn off. This is dangerous. I don't want you to try. You know when they do explosions and fireworks for different cities and they say, don't do this at home, right? They give you the warning, the preemptive warning. Oh, we're going to create a big explosion, but don't try this at home. All right. So we're going to push a pawn here for a tempo, a developing tempo. And then we're going to just develop a knight. Just a quiet move. So look at him. Look, he's pinning my knight. And a good move it is too. Well, I should really pin his knight. Don't worry him. Okay. It's not a good move, but it's sort of crazy. It's a crazy move. I've got a crazy idea. Folks. What I have to be careful is I can play knight here, knight there, but he could play knight takes pawn. Because I can't take with the queen because he'll pin me queen against me king. So I've got to watch that one. But I've got it all planned, folks. I've got it all planned. We're gonna try to destroy the great mohamadqadomi. We might start by checkmating him. It's almost checkmate. What's he going to do? He can play, remember, he can play knight takes d pawn. But we're going to win his queen, or a rook, or everything, or half of everything. Because we're threatening knight takes pawn. It's a very simple move. It's not rocket science. Not rocket science. He plays the brilliant, what's his name move? Well, you know what we could do here, folks? We could, he might want to sacrifice a piece. But, we'll give him the queen. Let's give him the queen. I think we can give him the queen here. We don't need the queen. Right, so now that's the challenge. You see, we've accepted mohamadqadomi's challenge. And we're going to take a pawn and attack his queen. Because he's got my queen. So at least I want to attack him, get a little attacking moving. Okay, so now I can take his rook. Right, so we've taken his rook. Now what have we got for the queen? He's got a queen, a knight, a bishop and a rook. So a knight and a bishop and a rook. So that means I've got a bishop and a rook and a knight for the queen. Oh, look at this. He wants to change pieces. That's very noble of him. I can always push a pawn. He's got to be careful. Do you see what I'm threatening, folks? Yes, I was being very naughty again. Okay. Now this is a tricky position. I could take his knight. Now I'm threatening checkmate. Now I'll tell you what I'll do now. I could take his pawn with check, but why don't I just play bishop here? Leave his queen there. His queen's inactive. See, his queen's stupid. All his pieces are blocked in. And meanwhile, back at the ranch, check. It's almost mate. Be careful. Be very, very careful. Always tell them to be very careful. Okay, so he's trying to get away. He's not allowed to get away. He's got to come up and play. I want him to come up and play with the master. Come on. Up you come, you cheeky little devil. I can give him a bishop check. Come on, up you come. Push a pawn or something. I can give him another rook check. That's all right. I can give him a knight check. Look, I've got a knight check there. But I'll give him a rook check. It's always good to give him a rook check. There's a rook check. Make sure he's a good boy and is well behaved. Okay, so now he's doing things. Now if I play bishop here, the simple move bishop here, I'm threatening. What am I threatening, folks? I'm threatening rook checkmates. That's correct. So his king is in the middle of the board. His queen and his bishop and his rook are stupid. And that's why I sacrificed my queen. That's why I'm the greatest streamer in the world. That's why. See, they know. King alert, king alert. Woo, woo, woo. I'm pumped. I've turned 69 years of age the other day and I'm firing on all cylinders. And my opponent's saying, oh, what do I do here? What do I do? What do I do? He's only got one move, but I think I've got a counter move to that. His only move is queen here, right? That's his only move. But that's correct. But now I'm going to play knight here. Now I can win the queen. Yes, I can win the queen. But I've got it. When you see a good move, look for a better one. So I'm going to move my knight in here. And now I'm threatening checkmate there. Look at that. Another checkmate. So I'm looking for checkmates all over the board. I've got this little king. Oh, he doesn't see it. There's a big checkmate. Isn't that a pretty checkmate? You see, so we gave our queen away, right? That's a very nice game. We gave our queen away. We sacrificed our queen and we bottled up all these pieces in the corner and we played with good I think we should analyse this game. This is a really good chess game. It's very good instruction for the beginners out there. It shows you how you can play chess. So I'd like to thank mohamadqadomi from Jordan. He's from the Middle East. He's a great guy. He comes in, he plays chess, and he wants to learn. Okay, so let's see where Mohammed could have played a bit better. Knight f3, Mohammed plays a good move. He develops his pieces. Oh, he should play the bishop move according to the engine. But he plays here, and that's okay. b3 is good. Mohammed does well. Now, I shouldn't really be, in this type of position, I shouldn't really be throwing my pawns open up. I only, with f5, and that's not really a great move. Engine says it's all right. It says it's, engine actually says excellent. But the whole idea is I'm a natural attacking player. And I'm trying to counter the way Mohammed plays. So I'm really trying to divert the e-pawn so I can get the centre. It's as simple as that, right? It's almost like playing the King's Gambit, right? The King's Gambit, because I'm the king of chess, right? Yeah. And Beth Harmon is the queen of chess, right? Queen's Gambit. So I played the King's Gambit. Okay. Anyway, f5. Now we can see where Mohammed should play d4 and open up all the lines of attack. So that's the correct way to play against what I've thrown at him, so to speak. Okay. But he played knight c3, and the engine says this is a mistake. Pawn takes pawn. Star move. Best move, buddy. Best move. Right. And now he plays knight takes pawn. But this is the point of my f5 move. This is the point of the playing a pawn move. Here it comes. d5. And now we've got the centre. And the centre is really important. It's about timing. It's all about timing. Now you notice how this bishop hasn't been developed, right? So there's technical problems with the white game. And knight here, right? That's the best move. If the knight goes anywhere else, you could almost get into a real mess because you can get a quick queen here threatening the rook. After pushing the pawn, the knight moves somewhere, I don't know, back here or something. And then the bishop can go to c4 and you get the old checkmate Rooney down on f7. All sorts of things can happen. Anyway, e5, e4. He plays knight g1. Isn't that interesting? The engine says that this is the best move. It says black's winning anyway, right? So out of playing just a few moves in the opening, I'm winning. Look at the bar on the side of the board, will you? Goodness gracious me. Goodness gracious you. But the reason why the engine's suggesting that, does anyone see why the engine is suggesting knight to d4? Goodness gracious, big DG games. Or big D games. Well, I'll tell you why. What the engine's saying is that if you take the knight, we can get counterplay with queen to h5 check. Right? That's what the engine's thinking. Star move. Yeah. And that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. So if you play pawn here, there'll be a big check in and grab a rook. Right? So engine tricks, right? However, my opponent played knight there. So what did I do then? What did I do? Well, I played knight to f6. Star move, best move. You've got to develop your knights before your bishops, right? As a general principle. And really, if white wants to execute an attack, he needs active minor pieces, ASAP, as soon as possible. So bishop to b5. mohamadqadomi, the mighty mohamadqadomi from Jordan, finds the best move, right? That's it. Let's cheer him on, the old mighty mohamadqadomi from Jordan. What a good move. Anyway, I played bishop to b5. During the game, I don't know whether you remember, but I criticised myself because I was wondering whether bishop d6 was the best move, right? I wasn't sure, okay? I wasn't 100% sure what the best move was. And the engine says it's an excellent move, but the star move is this move. And that's what I played. Gee, I'm a mighty player. Gee, I'm a mighty player. Anyway, you got to be, one thing you have to do, right? You might say, oh, his ego's through the roof. No, it's not. Now, I'll tell you what you have to do. You must congratulate yourself if you do something right? Just as much as you should be critical of yourself if you do something wrong. Because you've got to encourage yourself to be the best that you can be. And that's how all of you will improve your chess. Give yourself a bit of self-encouragement from time to time. Don't be too shy. Don't be scared of these masters and these grandmasters if you get a chance to play one. Don't be scared. You've got to have the courage of your convictions. Right? You're a very special person. Everyone in the chat. Every one of you has great individual talents that you haven't yet develop. Doesn't matter what age you are. I'm 69. You know, I beat somebody over 2,900 yesterday, right? So that's the highest rated player ever beaten in my life. Okay, he was tired, he was down, he was probably all doped up on drugs. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. I'm telling lies. I'm telling lies. No. But the point is, I did the best that I could. That's all you can do. And win, lose or draw, the most important thing is you enjoy your game. Win, lose or draw, just be in the fight and have fun. That's what chess is about. Right, so bishop b2. It's a natural developing move. However, that's the whole point of black's play. I castled, star move. Right, I castled. As you can see from the bar on the side of the board, I'm winning. And now it's very hard for him to find a plan because my pieces are so advanced. He played knight g-file to e7. Again, it's a logical move. So mohamadqadomi should be actually congratulated for playing a developing move that prepares for his castling. The problem is it doesn't work because if he castles, should he castle, I've got queen to h5. Right? It's a monster, absolute monster. Right? Threatens checkmate here, threatens knight takes pawn. There's a whole range of moves that are pretty terrible for white. Okay, the whole range of moves. It looks pretty bad. Anyway. He played knight takes pawn. Star move. Engine says that is his best move. Queen takes knight, question mark. Now the engine gave me, the engine had a hide to give me a question mark, right? So he put the bishop there. So I took his bishop off. Now, Mr. Engine, have a look at what the engine says. The engine says that it's good to sacrifice your queen. So that means that the engine criticised me for not playing the best move, but because I'm such a bloody genius, I did better than what the engine thought, right? And now the engine agrees with me. The engine agrees with my synopsis that I had the right idea. Okay, so the engine agrees. Anyway, now that the engine and I are all in agreement, one employer once told me, I said, oh, there's no such word as agreement. He played queen there, star move, best move. So there's two best moves there, and they both rate about the same. Queen to b1 was an alternative. Okay, so, I took his rook after he played queen to c1. Star move, best move. Now he played knight there. That's where he went wrong, folks. That's where he went wrong. I'm still winning, but after this move, and the mighty star move again, best move. Right? And now he plays pawn there. He had to put his bishop there, right? Because remember we spoke in the game about his bishops and queens and rooks. And then we play the mighty knight takes knight, threatening checkmate. Right? So you can't take the bishop. It's checkmate, right? You can see that if he takes the bishop, that's checkmate. The king can't go anywhere, right? Okay. And then when he takes the knight, which is for said move, it's very tempting. You've got your bishop on, your pawn on, right? It's very tempting here to take the pawn with check. It's tempting for a beginner, right? Another move that would be very tempting would be knight here. Look at this. Look at this move. This is an interesting move. Knight to e5. But what did I play? I played bishop there. That's the star move. Okay. And then the engine played pawn takes pawn. Unfortunately, he had to do a runner, right? So even in this position, after bishop here threatening a check, he had to actually start running and try to hide because his position's that bad. Okay. Bishop takes pawn check. Well, that wasn't the best move. I missed the best move. I put my hand up. I'm a very naughty boy. Hold on. Face slap, right? Right, one more. I missed the best move. Play a masterpiece, but I still missed the best move. Okay. I'll tell you why. Bishop here simply threatens bishop takes pawn check, right? And then that's a mating attack, right? It actually threatens rook here too, because that would cut off the king from running away, wouldn't it, right? Boys and girls. Okay, so what happened? I didn't play that. I played bishop takes pawn check. Never missed a check, might be, mate. Played rook check, star move. I'm back on track, but I was always winning. Have a look at the bar on the side of the board. He's only got a little bit of movement. That means he's nearly dead. So it means he's got 1 foot in the grave, right? So all we have to do is nail his coffin tight. Nail his coffin tight. So we gave him a check, star move, best move, and then he pushed the pawn. Well, apparently, he hasn't, it's forced. There's no other move. We gave him a check, star move, best move. He played king there, and then we played bishop here. Oh, I should have played knight there, so it was an even better move. Oh, okay. So I'll show you. The engine says play knight here, right? Oh, this is very neat. And then, of course, if pawn takes bishop, you play rook check, right? And then the king comes up. It's checkmate in the middle of the board. Watch this. That's forced. Look at that. That could have been the ending of the game. That was a very pretty ending, wasn't it, eh? I missed that one, but it doesn't matter because I was winning anyway, right? I was winning anyway. But what I did was pretty well. But that was a very, very pretty ending that the engine saw, right? So rook check I played. Still star move, best move. Rook check, king there. Bishop there I played. Well, that threatens checkmate, right? So it's pretty effective. I mean, how do you stop it, right? Then he played queen there and I played knight here. Well, he took the rook. The engine says that he had to play queen here, right? Now, this is a great move. This is an absolute genius move, right? Queen there, right? Now that stops rook checks, right? It stops knight takes pawn check. It's a genius move. But guess what I've got? I've got this move here, look. And that's a star move, right? That's the answer to the engine's move. So if I was playing the engine plays queen f1, take that, Johnny Curtis. Well, I've got this move, right? And what does that move threaten? Well, this protects the rook, right? Now, if he takes that, well, that's just the same as my other checkmating variation, right? So that means, in that position, right, it means that he can't take the rook. He can't take it. So what can he do? Well, how does he stop the mate? Well, he probably doesn't. I'm threatening check here, right? Bishop check, mate. Look at the bishop checkmate. Right, that's a checkmate there, bishop checkmate. And he can't stop it. Just see what the engine says is the best move. Oh, star move, look! I played A3, and that's the best move on the board. Believe it or not, the engine's saying that in this position, A3 is the best move on the board, because you know why? Because he can't stop the checkmate. So the engine, that's how powerful my game was, that This is how powerful we are on the Johnny Curtis Chess Channel, right? This is how powerful. The engine, the epitome of the final word in chess is saying that in this position, A3 is the best move. He took the queen. The engine's saying he has to push the pawn and allow a checkmate, right? Now, hold on a second. We can go one better than that. Oh, that's the checkmate one. That's the only checkmate one. Yeah, that's the only checkmate. Well, I thought knight takes pawn check too. No, but that's the checkmate. Yeah. So it's that deadly. The position's that deadly that the engine suggests A3. I love it. I'm stoked. I think that's fantastic. What do you reckon, Maxime Bowden? Did you see that game? Did you see that masterpiece? Okay, well, mohamadqadomi is rated 999. That's true. But the point was, the engine told me, the chess engine at chess.com told me that I shouldn't be sacrificing my queen. And yet everything pointed to my queen sacrifice being the best there is. And all through the game, I never took the queen back. I just ignored his queen and just kept building my position. And there's nothing he could do. Absolutely nothing. I think I played better than the chess engine. I really do. There we go. Big D Games has got to go to bed. Everybody, big good night to Big D. Oh, Big D, good night, Big D. Big D Games is from Scotland. So in Scotland, they're going to bed. Okay. Make sure you go to bed alone, Big D. None of that funny business. I always go to bed with Teddy. He's a grandmaster. I think maybe a little bit of Teddy rubs off on me. You know what I mean? I want to be a grandmaster too. So he's a grandmaster Teddy. And my idea is if I get close to Teddy, maybe a little bit of Teddy will rub off on me and I'll be a grandmaster too. What do you reckon, Ted? Say goodnight to Big D and all the kids. There we go. It's only 10:01 a.m. here in Sydney, Australia. Yeah, 10:01 a.m, so it's early yet. But I want to get out there and do some painting before it gets too hot. So anybody in the chat like to have a game? I want to thank mohamadqadomi for allowing a very, very beautiful example of chess, right, of a chess game. Because without mohamadqadomi, that game would not have been possible. So, okay, he lost, but the point was he was part of a beautiful piece of art. Okay? So, thank you, mohamadqadomi from Jordan. So, special thanks to mohamadqadomi from Jordan. And was he a good sport? Of course he was. Good game. Right. Oh, we love Mohammed, and we love Maxime too. Maxime's always here. I wonder how many people are in the stream. We've got 10 viewers. Wow. Okay, that's all right. It's a bit of fun. Tomorrow is my day, I swear, Mohammed says. He's going to come back and he's going to fight again, Mohammed. We love him. We love him on the channel. And Mohammed, you're always welcome to play. We'd love you to be one of our subscribers too, if you can afford it. Not everybody can afford it, right? So a lot of people are having difficult financial times. So we understand if you can't afford it. So we understand. So, but if you can afford